Hello, my people. Yes, we're still on this polygamy issue that the DPA, the United States lawyer that is based in Maryland, Washington area of the US. We're still on this matter. This is the part 2 of this matter. So these men, Kanayo, May Edochie, and Edochie, everything that they have said, allegedly said in the past. So he has put everything together to explain to us. You know, he also defined what a culture is and who are the people that practice culture, and that culture evolves. You know, culture changes. You cannot imagine that the culture that our forefathers practiced 20,000 years ago or 2005, let me even say 5,000 years ago. That's what we are practicing. Okay, let's say 10 years ago, when there were no cell phones, when, you know, all those social media, nothing of such. We are not going back to say we don't want social media, we don't want cell phones, we don't want to drive cars. So these people keep saying Africa culture, you both bring this culture. Why would I not give them clothes where would they wear back? Say when I want to continue to be naked, they waka. So I don't know, people choose to accept what pleases them, what suits them, and the other thing that suits the other man, that suits their other neighbor, they try to disregard it, to disrespect it, to talk it down. That is what this is all about. Polygamy, like I've always said, was practiced in Africa. It was practiced in the European world. It was practiced worldwide. Chinese, Oyibo, India, so everybody practiced polygamy. Polygamy is not just African thing. They have grown it. Go to your history and read your history. Polygamy is not just Africa. It's people that, you know, men, I'm sorry, I'm not disrespecting men. We always come out and say, oh, polygamy, our forefathers practiced polygamy. Oyibo brought one wife. No. Oyibo practiced polygamy. Make una dey read to know. Make una dey know history to know. You can't just come on social media and be making blah, blah, blah. It just be like this, our KOKO that we respect. I respect him so much. It's just that he just fall in hand, not my hand, with this your own principle that he brought out now. Some people practice polygamy in our ancestors. Some people did not practice polygamy with our ancestors. So it is not our culture. It is what you are able to. Because polygamy was practiced worldwide. That was why it was practiced in the Bible. Are you going to tell me that the Bible is Africa culture? She put on the thought, say, the Bible is not even white man culture. The Bible, make una dey read to understand, to know. The Bible is not white man culture. Like they are trying to paint Christianity that is a white man culture. My people, I'm going to let you all continue because I need to make a video on that one. Let's continue and listen to how DPA is schooling these people. I'm not the one who's speaking. I'm just saying what DPA is doing. Is schooling our legendary actors. All these our legendary veteran actors, they take them back to school. They gonna listen, I beg.
That forced me to ask, does he understand the meaning of culture? What is culture? Hold on. What is culture? Let me just give you elementary culture of a people.
They're gonna listen. Culture. You have your own home, your culture in your house that you practice that your next door neighbor don't practice.
It says here.
No, listen, no.
Listen to me, I'm reading. It says, culture can be defined as all the ways of life, including arts, belief, and institutions of a population that are passed down from generation to generation. Culture is a broad thing. It's a very complex thing. It talks about including, it's not limited to including arts, our dance, our masquerades, our festivals, then beliefs, our belief in reincarnation, for instance, our belief in the dead coming back. They said institutions of a population that are passed down from generation to generation. Yes, things trickles down, but they don't remain the same. They change. I'll give you an example. If I were a white man or if I was born in America, you can use this culture and custom to confuse me. But I grew up in a village in Igbo land where all they do and think is custom and tradition. I'm not a white man. I probably know more about Igbo custom than some of these people who parade themselves as promoters of Igbo culture and custom. When I was growing up in Omumbandino in Enugu State, we used to have masquerade festivals. Twice a year. It's a major event. Men will put masks. As a kid, it was believed that masquerades were dead people who came. Children were believed that women are not supposed to know the truth. It's only elders. And when you reach the age of puberty, they will initiate you. And they will teach you the code, the secret. It's amazing. Girls were not supposed to know, women were not supposed to know, and children were not supposed to know. So when it was my turn, when I reached puberty, they gathered us. I lost my father early. So I had a little problem. Those who had fathers got the secret ahead of time. They got the secret when they were 10 years old, though not yet fully initiated. They were told, what is masquerade? The answer is mad. Masquerade is a human being. But only men knew that. And then they'll say, ba kamau. If they say ba kamau, it is a symbol, sign. You do this. Women are not supposed to know. But I was raised by a single mother, and that's why I tell you that women are powerful. Don't mess with them. When my mother felt that my mates had been initiated into this secret code of men, and that I wasn't initiated because my father wasn't there, my mother took me inside the room one day, sat me down, and she said to me, well, you don't know, but I have to teach you, but don't tell people that I taught you. I said, yes, Mama. And she said to me, you need to know what these boys know. It is mad. But that is it. So my mother initiated me with the information. So when I was 13 or 12, it was done around, my mates did it earlier. When I was 12, I was initiated. And my uncle taught me. That was 40 years ago. That was our culture 40 years ago. Do you know that today in Omumbandino, there's no masquerade anymore? Nothing like masquerade. And nothing like any secret. If we see a masquerade in a dance event, people know it's a human being. Women even know. Women no longer run from masquerade. 40 years ago, a woman who has seen masquerade will run because she's afraid she will die. It doesn't happen now. So that was our culture. It has changed. It will continue to change. 40 years ago, we did not have express road, tarred motorway across our town. So people could carry masks and dance as masquerade. Now we have express road. If you carry a mask and cover your face and enter, a vehicle is going to kill you. So people realized that because of development, we now have motorways. Nobody should cover his face in the street, on the roads. So culture has to adapt to this new reality. Our masquerade culture of covering faces and walking cannot go well with vehicles moving at the speed of 100 miles per hour. They'll kill you. And when they run over the masquerade, blood will come out of the body of the masquerade. Then people will see that masquerade is not dead person, it's a spirit, it's a human being. So when you talk of culture, Kanayo talks about culture, I had to conclude that the man is uneducated. I don't care, you can hold your law degree, you can hold your medical degree. When I look at you and watch what you do, I can declare you an illiterate. So don't tell me about culture, because culture is not immutable. Culture is not fixed and carved on stone and remains the same over time. It changes. The things we do changes. People, the way people react. Now, you see what we call list. You come to marry and they say they're giving you a list. 40 years ago, it was not done that way. They will tell you, you don't even ask. Your kinsmen will know what you will do. People that brought you will ask questions. They will tell them. You have to come with a cow with goods and wine, and it was fairly understandable. But now, they even write it and send it by WhatsApp or email. That's why I said probably we should just create a constitution, a rule, standard that's applicable to all families. But you can't do that because families are different. Some girls are educated. Some families are rich. Some families are inviting 1,000 guests for their wedding ceremony. So you have to leave it to the families. But so what do you mean by culture? So we should be worried because we are now interested. DPA is going to become interested in promoting the rights of women in the Nollywood. We're going to look into the abuses of women in the Nollywood. I carefully observed when Kanayo spoke the other day. He said, yes, we have a lot of contracts, some oral, some in writing. I laughed. Oral contracts in movies. How do you develop oral contracts in movies? So in other words, the intricate things people will do in this collaborative effort towards movie making, it is oral. Your part is oral. Your fee is oral. The where you should report is oral. How you should behave is oral. He was admitting that they don't have any contracting processes. They leave room for exploitation of people. That was why Kana could discuss about somebody breaching a contract, but he did not show you the contract. He didn't show any contract. He didn't even tell you whether the contract was in writing or oral. Oral. But he was saying breach contract. So Kenayo's wish is his contract. If you go against his wish, you have breached his contract. I like the fact that the mother of the 16-year-old came out and blasted him. And if that woman needs help, DPA will give her every help she needs free of charge. We have to be sensitive to protect women in the industry and to make sure that men like Kanayo, May Edochie do not control the industry. If people with that mindset control the industry, the Nollywood industry, it will become a slaughterhouse, prostitution ring. They don't even understand what it does. When Nollywood is associated with prostitution, it damages the industry because intelligent girls from rich families will not like to go into acting, even though they may have the skill and competence. They wouldn't like to go because once you enter, you are blemished. They put you there, these old men sleep with you. And then politicians watch a movie, they see a beautiful girl in the movie, they say, call their PA, who is the director or the producer? They call the producer, say, hey, I saw this girl, I like her. He say, yes, I can arrange for you to meet her. They come and say, hey, this senator wants you, you have to go. You say, but I don't. You say, you really have to go. Anywhere else, that will put the producer in prison. That's why Weinstein is in prison in the United States.
Of course. That's why. You know, that Nollywood need to be regulated.
They abuse your power.
They need to regulate it, put policies and procedures in place. Because they could just come out and yarn up. And these are people that these young people are looking up to, calling them their role model.
This same May Edochie, you heard him on many occasions. He said, as an Igbo man, I can marry many wives. But my wife cannot even say hello to another man.
Oh my
what
God.
Culture are you talking about?
Because now the slay. Now the woman
right?
You know, go great person.
Igbo man. Is Igbo not part of the world?
I see that people that do that and insecurity they worry them, honestly, because real men don't do that.
Is Igbo, are the Igbos
because now
not,
it's going to make it look like it's all men. It's not all men. It's those men that are not insecurity. They have insecurity issues and inferiority complex.
Now let me tell you something before I go. You know, in the whole of Nigeria, up to now, up to recently, the Igbos were the only ones that did not allow women to inherit either as widows or as daughters. Women were not allowed to inherit. People like Kanayo, and you will say Igbo culture. Igbo culture. So there was a case in our nation.
Yeah, I heard
the
of that
woman and her daughter
time. It was published in the news.
Enfranchised. They were not allowed to inherit. They went to High Court, Anambra State. Igbo conscious judges denied them. They went to Court of Appeal in Enugu State. Igbo conscious judges denied them. They went to the Supreme Court, and the case came before Justice Vival, a Yoruba man. He didn't know anything like Igbo culture. I was not obligated to accept a repugnant and backward culture. He looked at the law, looked at the world, looked at the Constitution. He threw away the so-called Igbo custom. He said it was repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience. In other words, if you have conscience, if you're a good human being, you cannot disinherit a human being just because she's a woman. I was happy with that decision. And each time they tried to campaign for Biafra, I always remember that decision. If we were not part of Nigeria, if the Igbos are not part of Nigeria, we would not have had the judgment of Justice Vival. We would have ended up with the judgment of the high courts, excluding women. If we had Biafra, women's status would be like in Afghanistan.
God forbid, not for Nigeria.
That's a fact. But that doesn't mean that Biafra shouldn't ask for their country. It means that they should address these issues first. If they don't address the issue of abuse of women, they can't get there. It will become an obstacle.
What they don't understand is that women are builders. Women are builders.
So
women
we
build.
have to be very careful.
Women nurture.
Well, apart from Yvonne Jegede, all these men I mentioned.
Don't mind that one. She's just confused.
And they're all men. They want to dominate women, conquer women.
Are we a territory or a village
the young people
that they want to conquer?
Must be worried.
This is ridiculous.
About people like
He was the one that I was so disappointed at.
They cannot be the leaders of that industry. Whatever their contribution to Nollywood in the past is now in the past.
It's gone.
They have become obstacle and danger.
That is the thing with African.
Of Nollywood.
Some African men.
I'm interested in Nollywood.
They don't want the young one to grow.
I'm planning to invest in Nollywood.
They don't want the young one to grow. They just want to continue to just sit, to be the head. They don't want to give space. That is the problem we still have with our government.
But I am astonished at the level of backwardness that is shown and displayed in the industry.
It's so shameful.
I am deeply worried. Deeply worried.
They need their policy. The government need to regulate them. The Nigerian government, please regulate these people.
Women should aspire, work hard, study hard, make money, be successful, be as successful as Genevieve, be as successful as Rita Dominic. And if you want to branch into a mixture of politics and movie, be as successful as Tonto DK.
And Ida Gokumbo. Yes.
Okay? But at least she's not going to be second wife unless she's acting.
Our Tonto.
Women are entitled to dignity. Women are entitled to respect.
Exactly.
And let me say this. This message, I hope, can get to people like Genevieve Nnaji. Genevieve Nnaji is more or less a credible leader of Nigerian.
Than most of these ones, most of them, when they that their Nollywood with the other gender.
Why are we talking about Kanayo or Kanayo?
Because they will not give them chance to talk. Another person is Kate Enshaw. Kate Enshaw, she's very proactive as well. She's very proactive.
You don't expect women to lead, but globally, people recognize and respect Genevieve Nnaji far more than they don't even know you, Edochie.
Oh, I better forget that one. That Asaba, they know even know for Lagos.
And by being a man is greater. So I speak to
that
them,
one where they say no get respect.
Women in Nollywood.
Allegedly, they say it does not even respect anybody.
Rita Dominic, madam, you need to save that industry. You need to step up and stop this nonsense. Stop this crappy polygamy that is spreading, which is extension of the well-entrenched exploitation of women in your industry. You are the leaders of the industry. These young women should look up to you. Don't allow KOK to intimidate the young women and discourage good women from going into the movie industry in Nigeria. But DPA is here now. Let me tell you something. When DPA started, we started with police brutality. Lack of due process in the criminal justice system. That was how we started. But as we began to look into the issue of injustice, we saw a different pattern of injustice. And that was domestic violence, spousal abuse. We included it.
Very much. Too much in Nigeria.
By landlords and problems, we included it. Now, I'm telling you, we are including in DPA a desire to promote equality and respect for women.
In the Nollywood industry.
In the movie industry.
Amen.
And we're not joking, you know. I speak to you today from the United States, from Washington. That's where I am this moment. So when I speak, my reference point is not Lagos. My reference point is not Igbo culture. My reference point is
Nigeria.
Global best practice. There is no reason why we cannot have the best of the world. There's
Nigeria
no reason.
is so civilized with intelligent people.
We cannot be
with people that are enlightened. Then you have this little group of people that want to manipulate.
Rita Dominic must not turn their back.
People need to start speaking up. Because people look up to these people as their role model. My role model is Christ. To me, they talk and they don't be my role model.
They owe it an obligation to restrict and contain men like KOK and you, Edochie. You see, I'm not speaking as a lawyer from May or representative of May. No. I'm speaking as someone, a public person, who comments on the issue of justice world over. So I am seeing a pattern of injustice and abuse of women in Nollywood, and I am making it a topic. I'm making it an issue to fight for. I'm going to look into it. And that's why I said, if the Angela woman who was threatened by KO comes to DPA today, a lawsuit will ensue against Kanayo, because I hate him. Not because I hate him. No.
Okay, let me take that back. He said he's going to sue Kanayo so that people will hear from his voice. You will hear from his voice now.
I want to create a public setting, equal balanced opportunity, when people can listen to him and then listen to Angela's mother, so we can know the truth.
Yeah, I said he's going to.
So if she comes to us, to DPA, a lawsuit will be initiated.
Did you hear that?
You want to file the lawsuit in America, right?
Yeah,
the lawsuit to be filed within
Nigeria
7 days.
Wow.
And that lawsuit will hit Kanayo.
Did you all hear that?
I want the gentleman to stand in court and answer questions. First, we start with the contract. What contract did you sign with this girl?
Wow.
Want to see the
contract?
Want
to sue Kanayo, and he want to lecture them. Hey, this is not
so
easy.
You gotta find out. Then you ask him, really? Is this how you do business? Yes. How many other cases, how many other transactions do you have like this without you find that they don't have contract with women?
Please
women
share.
Don't sign contracts. Women just obey them. Maybe they think of contract when they're dealing with a man. Women are their properties. They will do as pleased. As they please. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Please share this. Share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all. God bless you. Bye-bye.